Hey everybody, welcome to Gootz's Wrestling Podcast. I'm here with Andrew Lee. Andrew, what's up, son?
What's going on, man? I'm doing all right.
You doing okay? How? What have you been
Yeah.
up to?
Just work and napping and watching still a lot of wrestling. Yeah. You been watching the whole week?
I didn't watch NXT, but I watched AEW.
You like
I don't
it?
know. It was I like the Chris Jericho thing. I don't know. It's just weird now at this point because I'll go outside and I'll go to the store and people are freaking out if you walk near them. But then that's like, oh, keep your distance at the Rite Aid. But then you have Kushada and Danny Burch just lying on top of each other, and you know what I mean? It's like I think
Kushida. Kushida.
whatever. What's his name?
Kushida.
Kushida, yeah. Kushi.
Jeez. Kushida, man. Damn
Yeah.
it. He'd be one of the best juniors
Yeah,
in
he's a great wrestler, but it's just
the world.
weird that this is allowed, but we can't be near each other the Rite Aid. It's fucking weird that they're still doing this at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying because everybody has to keep this, the 6 feet apart. But in wrestling, they're not only are they close, the referee is right there too.
Yeah, and they're
You
not wearing
know?
gloves. The referee.
Yeah,
I'd
there's
feel better if the
sweat,
referee's wearing gloves and a mask and.
body fluid is just like rubbing.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
they said no one has COVID. I don't believe that for a fucking second. I think the Miz thing is a cover story because they don't want because if the word got out that let's just pretend John Morrison, Roman Reigns, a couple other people had COVID. That's why they you know what I mean. If it
yeah,
came out that a bunch of them actually have COVID, that Vince would be in so much fucking trouble. You know.
yeah. I mean, I don't think they. If if you ask me, should these people be wrestling? I'll be like, absolutely not. But am I also taking advantage of it and watching it? Yes, I am.
Well, I mean, what else is there to do? And it's just interesting to me because I keep thinking well, they're gonna find a creative way around this, and they don't. They just keep putting them in the ring, and even AEW's doing this, and AEW
Yeah.
still has that G golly bullshit that people think they're not carnies, but
Here's
what?
the thing with AEW too. They were live this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure like NXT was not live. It was like
No, nothing this week was live.
exactly, but AEW was live. So
Yeah.
that means they were wrestling that Wednesday night, which
Yeah.
is like I'm like, geez. I
Well,
was
they
like,
went to Georgia. Well, they got shut down by Florida, and they went to Georgia. And if Vince did that, if Vince did have the shit that Tony Khan and Cody have been doing, he would be so crucified. And there's no sign that they're going to let up AEW. And they taped last night. Georgia officials tried to shut them down. See that news story?
no.
They got Georgia officials. You can't keep doing this. What are you doing? And Tony Khan presented the proper paperwork, i.e., he handled the money, and they allowed them to finish the tapings, but they can't tape anything else. So I think they
Um
tape 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time. But it's I don't know. It just is so sketchy that they're all still doing this, and you can
yeah,
say
I didn't realize they were still doing it. Yeah. I mean, I guess I hope they. How many? Do they film like 2-3 weeks ahead
I
now?
think they did. I think they
The
did.
TNT tournament, at least. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think they did. Which but I don't even know why you would start new storylines with this going on. I mean, WWE is ending storylines on Sunday, and then who knows let's see what happens on Monday. But I heard that if they can't find another state to shoot things because they can't do Florida anymore, that's out. They can't because it's a lockdown in Florida now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if they can't find another, they can't do Connecticut because Connecticut they're done. It's been
Well,
under the same
yeah,
rules
you
as we.
can't really come into the tri-state area. Yeah.
Yeah, so if they can't find another location, they might edit out a lot of stuff that was taped because I think they set up a bunch of new storylines on Raw, but they might have to edit it out because they're not gonna be able to follow it up. But I don't think they should. I think they should just do primetime wrestling or something until this gets resolved. You know?
Or is that your cat?
No, that was a motorcycle outside.
Oh, okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with also just watching old content.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying.
I watched some ECW, like old ECW this week, and it's actually kind of nice, nostalgic to just revisit. Watch a lot of Evolve Wrestling that's free on YouTube, so which is all like over a year old. So if there's no more like new wrestling content, it's not the end of the world.
Well, I mean, you could have Triple H like basically sit in a fucking studio and introduce old matches, then interview people via Zoom like we're doing.
Yeah.
Like you can totally still have a show. You can have Triple H or fucking Vince McMahon or somebody, even Jesse Ventura, sit at his fucking house, pay him money, and just interview like Hogan or Bret Hart or whoever you want on Zoom. Even The Rock, put him on Zoom and be like, "Hey, Rock, remember this match? Oh yeah, let's show it." You know, I don't know.
You versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam.
Or like
match.
Triple H and Rock could talk about a match from 2000, and then show it. Like, I would like that shit. Like, is so easy to produce, and it's not putting anyone at risk, and no one's gonna be only the fucking basement dwellers that probably pirate the pay-per-views. Sorry, don't mean to disrespect you. Only these fucking losers who don't actually put money into the product would complain, you know? What?
You know what? Let's just go straight into the review of SmackDown, dude.
Okay. You know, hey, bro.
We're starting it off with so I had a little bit of a technical difficulty, but I did watch like a little over half. So how about this? Since the second half I'm going in blind, I'll start off with the first half, and
let's go. We'll go in order like we always do, of course. Yeah.
So it starts off with an Usos, New Day, and Miz and Morrison ring promo where they're coming to the ring and they're just the Usos come in first, rapping to the ring in a way. They're kind of rapping. Then the New Day comes in. And then while they're in the ring, talking about who's better, Miz and Morrison come out and they're standing at the ring. This was terrible.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't as bad as Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins last week. It felt more natural. It felt more like.
It felt natural when at the end Miz and Morrison climbed the ladders to raise their tag team championship belts in an empty arena. That was
I forgot. Yeah, you know what? My food came at that moment. I ordered pasta today.
That was supernatural. This was one of those. This was taken every time WWE takes 2 steps forward, they take a step back at least. And this is one of those ones where Raw was good, where they acted like there was no audience because there was no audience. This one, they acted like there was still an audience.
Well, I don't know why they're letting the Usos talk so much. The Usos.
This was terrible.
Are not good at the Usos. I like their rap. They kind of remind I like, but they don't have any delivery. Their intentions are good, but they're not there. Which is weird. They're not there. They've been in this fucking company for 10 years.
I like them, and I like it when they rap, but not when they're
rapping to no one.
Yeah, when they're rapping to be like we're in a arena full of people. Like it just came.
I liked it when New Day got in the ring with the Usos. It's just so sad to see Kofi doing this bullshit when a year ago he was going to wrestle for the belt, but whatever. I mean,
some people would say that was weird.
Well, yeah. Well, it was a good match
because I mean. What I'm saying is like that was weird. That was like out of character with where his character is going.
Yeah, I mean going for the belt.
Yeah. Well, anyway, regardless, he's always someone who could say he was champion. So, him and Jinder Mahal.
And at least he won it in front of a crowd, unlike Drew McIntyre in a few days.
Yeah, which is gonna be unfortunate, but it's all temporary. All right, then it goes right into. That was just like Miz and Morrison stand tall, beating up those guys, setting up their WrestleMania match, and it leads to
which is also weird because we know that Miz doesn't wrestle, so why not set that up tonight? They just
spoiler alert: the rumored matchup is going to be it's a ladder match, but everybody's out of the ladder match now, and it's going to be one of the Usos versus John Morrison,
which is so weird. Why would you not do Kofi and John Morrison? We'll just do one of the Usos.
Everybody's sick.
What?
Unless everybody's sick.
Yeah, unless they're not telling us the whole story. Yeah. But yeah, that's the rumor match. Miz, but we do know Miz 100% doesn't wrestle. So
yeah, so it's a 3-way tag team match, 3-way tag team ladder match, featuring only 2 people in it.
Yeah, there's only going to be a singles
title.
match.
It's gonna be weird, but
the New Day are going to be taking a nap. All right, next up are the women.
So now we have Lacey Evans versus Naomi versus Tamina in a 3-way match, and Sasha Banks and Bayley's doing commentary with Michael Cole. And did you hear what Bayley said? Where he was wearing like a really funny hat from Lacey Evans, and he asks Bayley a question, and she goes, "How am I supposed to take you seriously with that stupid hat on your face?" I was like, "On your face?
Yeah.
Stupid hat on your face, stupid hat on your head or something." Yeah. But it was that was a dumb line. What did you think about this match?
I didn't really care for it. I liked it. I liked the commentary. I liked Sasha and Bailey on commentary. I thought they were good.
They're all
They
right.
were more natural than they were in the past. So
Sasha's very blue. She wore straight up blue outfit, very blue
Sasha's
hair.
been looking good since Corona hit.
Yeah. I would like to see her versus Shotzi Blackheart. You know who Shotzi is?
Yeah,
With
she's
the
on
green
NXT,
hair?
right?
She's like green hair versus blue hair. I just was
Yeah.
like, that's what I was thinking. I was just like, I want to see this like hair versus hair match.
Okay, you close to the thing. Your voice is getting messed up. You sound like Satan. Sound like Satan.
Really?
You sound
Still?
like Satan. Yeah, what are you doing? What's that? What do you hit your porn thing? Is that what you do when you could call women? I'm gonna murder you tonight.
Do anything. I just like being on, I guess, like this.
You're still doing that. You're still being weird. The voice. We can't stop it. I learned it the hard way. All right, now say something.
So,
Oh, now you're back to normal.
did you see how when they were introducing Tamina, they were like daughter of Jimmy Snuka?
Yeah.
I was like, oof. You guys know there's a Dark Side of the Ring episode coming up about
Can I?
that.
They defend Jimmy Snuka to the fucking death. This company.
Yeah.
They will never admit that he did anything wrong. That's why I really do think the rumor that Vince got him off. You know the rumor, right?
Yeah, he came in with a briefcase of money and left
Yeah,
with
and said that he was a savage that he found in the jungle, and he doesn't really know how to interact with people. And the police bought it because at the time they still thought wrestling was real. And even though Vince bailed him out, he was like, "All right, I can't." Cause I think before Hogan, Snuka was super over in the WWF, and Vince was like, "Well, I can't push you because of the
you're a
murder.
murderer. Yeah.
Like you can be like the third to Hogan, but you can't be Hogan."
You can
But I
be
mean,
the
they
guy
did.
who accompanies them at the first WrestleMania. Just can't be in a match. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, he murdered the woman in '83. So, but then then they got Hogan in. But they stand by Snuka, man. Like he stands by. He doesn't. He never gave Snuka an extended push, but he fucking stands by him, Vince, and the company does. So.
Yeah. I mean, I was a very big Jimmy Snuka fan.
I was too, but I definitely think. But look, I'm a Vince McMahon fan, and I think he covered up a murder. It is what it is. Back
Yeah.
in those days, though, they would just. I heard stories that like they would drug women and leave them tied up. They would meet with women at bars around Madison Square Garden, the wrestlers, and this is in the '80s, like the late '70s, early '80s, like Don Morocco and stuff. They would take the women back to hotels. They would rob the women, strip them, and leave them naked on the side of the street, and leave with the money of whatever of the woman.
Hmm.
Yeah. Don
Who did-
Morocco did it, Buddy Landell.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a different time. I mean, back then you could hogtie women naked in the street.
Different time. Jeez.
I mean, yeah,
Oh.
it was. Everyone always says that, and I'm like, I don't think my mom would have been okay with getting hogtied in the street in 1979. Well, it's not going to be like, well, it was 1979. We just got hogtied.
Well, there were 3 women in this match, and I did not like this match because I hated the way it ended. I hate that in WWE a 3-way match is always a no DQ match, and like people can like bring shit into the ring and hit each other, or other people can interfere, and it's absolutely okay. I think it ruins a match, and Tamina won in a just bullshit ending though.
I think, and I'll watch me be wrong in 24 hours, but I think they're going to give Tamina the belt.
It's like a 5-way. It's just like a 5-way match or something like that, right?
Yeah, this is why I think so, because no one's there, so what does it matter? She's been in the company for 10 years, like the Usos. They never given her a belt, and they like her family. So then they're going to be like, "Here's your belt," and then when the crowds come back, they'll have like Sasha or fucking Lacey Evans take it from her.
They pushed her real strong tonight. Like she was.
So she'll have her little moment when no one's even around.
I think they're gonna. I think it's gonna be Lacey Evans gonna win it, but whatever.
We'll see. Okay, next up was, I don't know why they replayed this. It's a good match, but I don't know why they would replay it tonight.
HBK versus Ric Flair from WrestleMania 24 in 2008. This was the first time I watched this match.
You never seen this match before?
Because I don't like Shawn Michaels. And
I've seen this match like 60 times.
I did not want to watch Shawn Michaels retire Ric Flair, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. That's how much I didn't like Shawn Michaels. But This was a great match.
All right,
This
well,
was
for you, yes. For me, I was like, eh. I mean, I do agree it's a great match. My favorite match of that year, 2008, actually. But there was no, I don't know why they replayed it, but I'm glad you liked it.
yeah. I mean, Flair comes out with a beautiful robe. Just starts off like strong right away. Flair does a crossbody. He actually gets to do one off the top rope. Um, I just don't like Shawn Michaels, man. It's like he's just a bad person. So it's like but I know his matches are good. I just don't want to watch them. It's like how like Chris Benoit's matches are good, but you don't want to watch it because he did some terrible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like how I am with Shawn Michaels. I'm
All
like,
right,
I
well,
know.
to be fair, Shawn Michaels didn't murder his family, so
No, but I
he was
think
just
he
mean to Bret Hart.
got a lot of people in bad places, and some of those people are no longer with us because of that.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I mean, Bret Hart was bragging about doing coke with like Mr. Perfect and Dynamite Kid, and like, are those? I mean, is Mr. Perfect a dick because if he gave Bret Hart coke, or is Bret Hart a dick because he gave Mr. Perfect coke?
No,
No,
I
that's
don't
just
think
what they
like
all
that.
did.
But I think more like he actively like sabotaged people's careers, made them go through depression, made them doubt themselves, all just because he didn't like some people. And
Yeah, but that was also Scott Hall. I feel like Scott Hall did that more than him. I feel like Scott Hall was the guy who egged that. Scott Hall is the bad person more so. I think Scott Hall is a bad person more so than Shawn Michaels or Kevin Nash.
well,
You know,
Scott Hall did murder somebody.
yeah. But I think Scott Hall, like, if Scott Hall didn't like you and like you told him like, oh, I'm so happy I'm in WWE, WWF at the time. My kid is like is mentally. There's something wrong with my kid mentally, and there's a lot of medical bills. He out of spite would then go badmouth you to Vince because just out of spite, like, nah, I'm gonna fucking fix you, and I gotta go get a job to help your kid. I feel like he's that type of guy, and I think Shawn and Diesel and Triple H weren't. I think Scott Hall was the guy who egged those guys on. Maybe I was wrong, but that's the
I
thing I
mean,
got.
like I don't know where you're basing that off of,
But
but
because of things that Jericho has said about him.
well, I'm going on Shawn Michaels based on what other people are
Yeah,
saying
other people
that
have
he
said
did.
Scott Hall's kind of, and Eric Bischoff
Yeah.
said in 83 weeks that Scott Hall would fuck with people just to fuck with them.
Oh,
Like,
I believe you. I believe
yeah.
you. I'm not Scott Hall isn't my favorite wrestler either,
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is I don't. Scott Hall also wasn't on Shawn Michaels' level, meaning
Yeah.
he never got became
I think
champion.
he had Vince's ear just as much as Shawn Michaels up until 96. And the only reason why he lost Vince's ear was because, he went to WCW and Shawn stayed. But
Yeah,
I think if Razor had re-signed, I think he would have got the belt in 96. But, we'll never know.
you'll never know.
All
Yeah,
right, next up after the Flair match. What's up? What
it
was that?
was Tucker Knight or just Tucker from Heavy Machinery versus Dolph Ziggler. This match was pretty good. I
I liked
liked
it a
it.
lot.
And then it took a very strange turn. So it ends with Tucker, by the way, looked good in this match. He was the aggressor throughout most of this match. And Dolph Ziggler's playing like, he's like trying to do cheap stuff to just get out of things. And then it ends by Dolph Ziggler doing the zigzag onto Tucker onto some the steps. So it's a DQ finish, and then Dolph Ziggler basically tries to kill Tucker by slamming his head with some more steps. Mandy Rose comes out and is like, come on, stop it. It's enough. And Otis comes out and everybody's out. Sonya's there. And then all of a sudden you see that the light ring thing appear up.
The glitch.
The glitch's been coming out every single week. And it finally shows like the video of this guy sitting in like a control room with all these television screens, and he goes, "The truth will finally come out." His voice sounds like me when I sound like a monster. And then
he shows the video of what happened on Valentine's Day, which I thought was really cool.
That Valentine's Day right before they were supposed to meet for dinner, Mandy Rose goes to take a dump, and her phone is there. Sonya Deville gets her phone, and she texts Otis back under the pretense that she's Mandy Rose saying she'll meet him for dinner, and then she deletes all those text messages so that Mandy Rose doesn't know Otis is going to show up.
Or that Otis is going to be late or something.
Yes.
And then she also gets Dolph Ziggler. I love that they did all this in front of security cameras.
Yeah, and they
Dolph
showed the
Ziggler
one
to fuck
where
with Otis, and there
yeah,
we go.
where Sonya and Dolph was working together on this, and then that was it. And then Mandy's like, she's very upset that she's very upset at Sonya because, like, oh, you betrayed me while I was taking a dump. And then, she like leaves. Sonya's like, please, no, come back. This was very interesting. I thought, isn't that ring thing supposed to be for Mustafa Ali?
I think it's supposed to be Ali, but the fact that they like really covered him up makes me think they're gonna make it a different person behind it. I don't know why. Like, why would you not just reveal it's Mustafa Ali unless like you're building towards something?
Unless you give him a new gimmick, like an actual
Well,
gimmick.
maybe they can give him a gimmick, maybe he'll have a faction, kind of like the Dark Order, but like a hacker type of deal, like anonymous on 4chan, Anon,
Mhm.
like something
Or
like that.
or the new GTV. This is the new GTV, isn't it?
New GTV, but I like it. It's something different for Ali. I think he's a really great wrestler,
I think so. Yeah.
and I think he's got a lot of potential. And I think it's good they're giving. If this is Ali, which I think it's going to be, it's good they gave him something really interesting to sink his teeth into. Like he's not just I'm just the guy who does crazy moves. It's like I'm openly fucking with people now.
Ali was very vanilla. He was good
Yeah,
in the ring, but he was very bland. There was no gimmick, nothing.
yeah.
And he needs something like this. I agree. It would be great
I
if it was Mustafa
I
Ali.
think this was the best thing on the show by far. I think.
I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. If you watched NXT or even past NXT, there's been a group of guys wearing luchador masks and coming and kidnapping people.
Oh
Like they
really?
kidnapped, they kidnapped Raul Mendoza, and then this week they kidnapped Joaquin Wild, DJZ.
Mm.
It's almost like NXT's version of the Dark Order.
Maybe
Do
this is
you
leading towards whatever Mustafa Ali's doing.
That'd be cool if there was like that group, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, that's just my theory on that they're connected, but that could be wrong.
Yeah. So
But
next up, this was so fucking lame. I don't. Did you see this part?
was this is the Daniel Bryan versus
No,
Nakamura?
this is before that. Michael Cole just, without even explaining it, just goes, "Hey, now Goldberg's going to take on Braun Strowman this weekend at WrestleMania," and that's all they said.
Oh, they
They
just
didn't.
squeezed that line in.
They just put that line in they just had this. He's going over Elias, and he mentions Elias and Braun Strowman. I'm sorry, Elias and Baron Corbin at WrestleMania, and this just in, Braun Strowman will now be fighting Goldberg for the title at WrestleMania this weekend. Breaking news. And they don't elaborate. They don't. It was the laziest fucking thing I think they could have done. I mean,
Yeah, that is
how is that how you're going to change the match?
that is very lazy because this is one of the bigger. It's one of the main events. So
Yeah. You changed all your storylines to do this match, and now you're not even going to give it a storyline of why Braun Strowman is taking his place. Just imagine like at WrestleMania if they started show. Oh yeah, by the way, Tito Santana's going to fight Andre the Giant. Um,
I've been noticing WWE's been maybe doing stuff like this. If you watch NXT UK, the
mhm.
past few weeks, the match will be going on and they're doing commentary, and then you will hear Nigel McGuinness throw in a line that furthers some kind of like storytelling. You can totally tell that wasn't during that commentary. It's like a
Yeah.
line that they're throwing in after the fact. And it's like, maybe they're just doing that, just like, hey, you know what? Add this line, bro.
Is
Like,
NXT UK still in front of a crowd? Is it still shows with a
yes,
crowd?
it's still in
Because
front of a crowd, but it was filmed weeks in
yo, I
advance. It's
figured that. I
all
figured that. Okay.
yeah, it's all we can. So I don't know when it's gonna end, but it's gonna end soon. I think they're probably running out of content now.
It'll be interesting to
But
see what
they
they
had a
do
battle
next.
royal.
Okay, next up was Shinsuke versus Daniel Bryan. First of all, I can't believe we finally got this match. This was like a dream match in 2016, and now we're getting it with no build up for 6 minutes in an empty building.
Was this the first time they met up? Didn't they? I feel like these guys wrestled before on a previous SmackDown.
Let me see. They might
Yeah.
have. Now you got me thinking.
Yeah, because I could have sworn, I think when I was watching this, I wasn't excited for it. And I remember thinking, like, I'm pretty sure I saw this before.
Let me see.
And it was just like a random SmackDown.
November 8th, 2019. Yes, they did wrestle
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, they did wrestle before, and it was a nothing match, kind of like this one, you know?
Yeah, I think there was another one before this. Oh,
Yeah.
May 2nd, 2018, they had a match.
Yeah. So this was not
Oh, okay. So I thought this was
first
their
time
first
doing that.
match.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. But don't worry, their first matches up, they were nothing matchups too. It was very disappointing because Daniel Bryan for a while was saying before Shinsuke Nakamura came to WWE, he was saying he was one of the best. He was.
Well, he said one of the
Shinsuke
main
was
reasons he came was for Daniel Bryan, and then they just had a match in an empty building. So.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
They're
I
not.
love like some of these wrestling experts though are being really judgmental about the show. And I mean you're judgmental, but also on the other hand, there's a fucking pandemic. What are they supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like how good could this show be?
Yeah.
You know, like they're made like, well, they put on Naka. Like I just saw a guy put, Shinsuke Nakamura wanted Bryan, and the match just happened in an empty building with no build up for 10 minutes. And I'm like, all right, well, what if they had Daniel Bryan fight like fucking Tony Nese? Would you have been happy with that? Like you would have complained anyway. Like what they can either have like all great matches or they can have nothing but shit matches. Like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they're fucked no matter what. Anyway.
But I mean, it just ended with what's his name? Sami Zayn standing tall,
Yeah.
kind of building up to their Intercontinental
I'm excited for
Championship
that
match.
match.
Yeah. Do you like? I really like Daniel Bryan's gear. I love it
Yeah, I like
because
the
he
gear.
always has that two-color thing. Before he used to wear like a brown and a dark green thing, and now he's wearing a blue and a black. I like his color schemes and stuff.
Yeah, I like it too. It's cool.
Yeah.
I like his color. I like his gear. Next up was John Cena and Bray Wyatt.
Okay, this one I did not watch, so I want you to
Mm-hmm.
describe to me everything that happened. I just want to hear about what this was.
Okay, so John Cena comes out and he cuts a promo like it's hey, get down from there. All right, my dog's on the table. Okay, so Daniel, that's what John Cena said in the promo. He was like, hey, get down from there, and then he just left. No, he comes out and he's like, this has been really weird for all of us. This empty arena thing. There's been some shitty moments. He didn't say shitty, but he said there's been some good moments and some great moments. But what happens next? The whole world is afraid. Well, I am not afraid, and whatever happens next, I'll never give up. And I will never give up against you, Bray Wyatt. And then he goes to the promo. I'm gonna destroy you. Da, 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 da. And when he's done, the little puppets all surround the ring. They're in like the stands. Yeah, when Bray Wyatt's fishing, you're gonna be with us forever. They start chanting forever, 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 and then the lights go out, and they come back on. The Fiend is on the little balcony where Elias fell off the other day, and he's staring at him, and they're staring at each other, and then all of a sudden, while he's staring at the Fiend, like in the same shot, Bray Wyatt as Bray Wyatt is behind him. Let me in, and John Cena turns around. Oh! And then all the lights go out. That's the end of SmackDown.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a horror movie type thing, which is cool. That's the kind of see. And then people got mad, like, oh, it's too over the top. But like, that's the type of like goofy like movie shit you can do when it's a taped show and there's no audience. Why not do? Hey! Oh no, that's okay. You can take that. That's cool. All right.
Well, I mean, they had the teleporting Matt Hardy, so
yeah.
You can't say one's good and one's bad. They're all in the same kind of.
I think the Firefly Funhouse match is gonna be nothing but goofy shit. But like, it's like, well, what can you do? Like, what do you want me to do? First of all, I don't think Bray Wyatt's that good a wrestler anyway. You want Bray Wyatt and John Cena to be boring in a ring with no audience for 20 fucking minutes, or do you want him to do something fun and goofy? I want him to do something fun and goofy.
Do you think it's gonna be filmed on a location like?
Yeah,
Boneyard?
Cena and Undertaker matches were both filmed on location. Yeah.
What'd be really funny is if during the Boneyard match you see like John Cena and Bray Wyatt like fighting in the background, and they just go like no.
And then they cut. The matches are having both at the same time.
Yeah, they realize they're in the same area.
The fun house is near the Boneyard.
This is where the fun house is.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. Like,
yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good. But overall, SmackDown was all right. I think they really fucked up by just throwing out. I think they're pissed with Roman Reigns the way they threw that out. I don't think they're happy with him at all.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So there was only 4 matches tonight, but 3 of them were live matches. I mean, not live matches. They're new matches, and only one was a replay. So that was very interesting. I thought that's
Yeah,
all
and the
right.
replay, if you haven't seen the replay before, that was a fun match to watch. So
Yeah, it was a very fun match. Yeah, overall, not a bad SmackDown. I don't think it. I mean, they built to most of the.
yeah,
If you take out the Goldberg thing, all the other matches, everything else that happened on SmackDown built towards the WrestleMania
I
match.
feel
I
like
think
the mid card on SmackDown has gotten built a lot better than the main events for WrestleMania, which is
yeah.
usually it's the other way around.
I'm gonna be honest with you right now. After this whole thing, the match I'm looking forward to the most is probably now Dolphin Notice because I want to know what's
Yes,
going to happen.
yes.
And I'm actually looking forward to Braun Strowman versus Goldberg. I'm actually more interested in that than Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. And it's not because of anything they did tonight, but just because I want to see Braun Strowman versus Goldberg. You know,
Yeah,
Braun's a
no,
big,
that should be
big
good.
guy.
I think SmackDown has the better card than Raw. I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, all right, so let's go to 205 Live. First up was Kushi Wushi versus Danny Burchell. What the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah. Kushi versus Bernie Wachu. And you do you notice that during this match, Aiden English is so bad on
Oh,
commentary?
he's the worst. I don't know why he.
You hear him say the ref like tapped the birch on Danny Birch. I mean back of Danny Birch. I was like he tapped the birch of Danny Birch. I was like, what?
I feel
This
like I feel like they told Aiden English that he didn't have to show up because of the pandemic, and he showed up anyway. And they're like, because every other show is one announcer, but like they had the full announce team for 205 Live. Like you actually need like Michael Cole probably could just do 205 Live. Well, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
I don't like Aiden English so far has
Mhm.
been very bad on commentary since the very beginning of
Yeah,
205. Like he needs to change something,
he
but
needs to kill himself. I think.
he doesn't call things right. He changes from being a heel commentator to a face commentator. He
Hmm.
also sometimes he's homophobic. Sometimes he is super into the gay culture. I have no idea what's going on with him, but yeah, it was. This match was not a fun match.
You didn't
It
like it? I liked it. I enjoyed it.
it was very slow because Danny Burch is a very methodical person. Kushida had a match with Joaquin Wild on NXT. It was a very, very fun match to watch. But this one, it was a little bit like it wasn't actually it's not like a bad match, but it's just like not fun. Kushida wins it. And did you hear how they changed the name of his finisher?
No, what was
Yeah,
the original name?
the double wrist lock used to be called the hoverboard lock because he's such a big, Back to the Future fan. They were
Hmm.
like, they call it the Sakurabu lock. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. Sakurabu lock. Do you want to call it? And then that was the first match. And the second match was Tyler Breeze versus Jack Gallagher.
Yeah, I tapped
Jack,
out. I couldn't. I was like, why is this happening? I don't know.
Jack Gallagher just totally reinvented himself.
Yeah, no,
New
I didn't like.
gimmick.
I thought the match. I didn't really. I wasn't too into the match though.
I actually like this match better than the Kushida Birch match. You know
Okay.
that? Um, because Jack Gallagher, he's more aggressive now because he has new gear, new look, new everything, and he's supposed to be not that I'm like a happy gentleman UK guy. He's just like I think it's like a throwback. It's like I think it's a callback to his old gimmick when he first started. Like he's like a badass, and he even has a new finisher where he does like a discus like elbow to your face. And when I was watching this, the whole time I was thinking, you know who needs to reinvent himself? Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Why are you still doing the supermodel thing? Your hair's cut. It's dyed. It's no longer
Yeah.
dyed.
It looks like he's barely into the gimmick anymore, and it's sad to watch because I when I first saw him like in 2013, 2014, I'm like, oh, this guy has a lot of potential, and he's just killing time on 205 Live for I don't know. I don't even know what. Twitch, do they? Why are they? Here's my question: because 205 Live now is only like 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Why are they still recording this? Like, dude, like, why are they still doing 205 Live during this pandemic? I don't understand.
I think they're doing it for two reasons. Number one, to make it to have some kind of content. right? Because content is king at
For
this
the
point.
network.
Yeah, for the network, yes. Content for the network. And number two, to give guys something to do so they don't start trying to jump ship.
Okay.
I
Just
think
because when it started, it's so some international markets, like there's a reason why they have shows like 205 Live or Heat
Mhm,
or like Main Event or Superstars, because in international markets, um, these networks have bought time, and originally they had like Heat or WWE Vintage Collection or the WWE Experience, which is still going on. Remember that was on Spike TV years ago.
mhm.
That's still
Yeah.
on in some foreign countries. They still produce it, but then so okay, we need another show for these international markets, so we'll do 205 Live. But that would mean it would have to be an hour, and now it's only 22 minutes. So I'm just like, well, who is this? So I mean, the secret reason why they have 205 Live is they air it in international markets as an actual
Mhm.
TV show. Um, but why have it if it's only 22 minutes? What time slot is that filling in? Like I don't know, Germany or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they're filling it with like
Maybe
previous.
they also air best of SmackDown clips on
Yeah,
205.
yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
they do that. Um, I don't. I don't. I agree. They shouldn't have to. The champion's not even on the show anymore. I mean, the cruiserweight champs in the
There's no
NXT.
storyline. I mean, I don't mind it,
Yeah,
but I feel like I'm watching a show that has no reason to exist at this point.
I've always said this 205 Live is never a show that should be watched for storylines. It should just be watched for
No,
wrestling.
but
For wrestling.
even the wrestling is like, well, what's at stake? They're not even telling me like what's the reason these guys are wrestling.
Oh, no, it's taken a huge dive since the
Yeah.
past, I want to say the past month or so. It's kind of
Mhm.
taken a big dive. And um, the show's kind of lost direction since. And I
It
hate
doesn't
to say,
even. It doesn't even feel like it's a division. Like at least in the past, it felt like it was like a little mini division.
yeah.
Now it's just like it feels like Superstar is a main event or something or Heat.
Yeah, well, I think the show started taking a dive when Jordan Devlin won the championship belt,
Yeah.
because the whole show used to revolve around the cruiserweight title, but now the guy's not even on the show. He's like in a
Mhm.
different country, so it's since then it's been directionless pretty much.
Yeah, and like they don't even have a 205 live match for the pre-show. Like
I
they
know.
every WrestleMania they got the pre-show, and now they're not. I mean, I remember last year Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy had a great match. I was there,
Yeah.
and now they don't even like at least give like Kushibushi, what's his name,
Kushibushi.
Kushida.
No, you're right. Kushibushi. That's
Yeah,
what
at
it is.
least let him have a match with DJ Z. I don't know, like
He
for the
needs a
fuck
gimmick, by the way.
who.
Kushibushi needs a gimmick in
Yeah,
NXT.
not just that he likes Back to the Future because I'm like
Yeah,
fucking sick.
because he is going the same way
As
Kenta went.
Hideo Itami.
Yeah, so they need to give him fine. Change his name to Kushibushi. Make him like a super
I just
weird
saved his
character.
career.
Yeah, there. Do something, because I don't want to see Kushida like go back to Japan with his tail between his legs. I don't
So
want.
so here's the thing. So I don't want to. Let's not do a pre WrestleMania because this is going to be out of date in just a few hours.
Yeah.
And then no one's going to listen to it. But I will say this. So I'm planning tomorrow, just so all our fans, all five of them. Um, I'm planning tomorrow.
There's 5 fans. Wow,
I want to
I
record
those
with
two.
you. Yeah, I want to record with you after Mania. But I have a couple of like, I don't know. Tell me if this annoys you. Like one or two people hit me up and like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow? Can I come by? And I'm like, yeah. And this one guy was like, hey, can we watch The Hunt? And I'm like, I'm watching WrestleMania. Oh, but I don't like wrestling. And I'm like, well, you can come and watch wrestling with me. If you don't want to watch wrestling, come by Tuesday and watch The Hunt. Like, I'm not. Why would I not watch WrestleMania? But and then another guy who's not into wrestling was like, oh, WrestleMania sounds so stupid. Can I come by and watch it this year? And I'm like, yeah, I guess, even though there's a pandemic. And then I told you about Ray DeVito, who comes by. He's like, who's that? I've never heard of that guy. Who's that guy? You know what I mean? Like,
Wait a minute, you're having a party at your
no, I'm not
house?
having a party, but I have three people that I'm only gonna let one come by.
Okay.
But if one, I only allow one person in my house at a time. So whoever says first, can I come by? I'll let them. That's it. You know what I mean? But if that person is still there, because some of these people are like, one of these guys, we might record tomorrow. We might just do everything on Sunday. How's that?
That's okay with me.
You're gonna watch WrestleMania live anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to record tomorrow and Sunday, but like, I'll talk more on off the air. I just, you know what it is? I hate when people go like, Hey, can I come by? Yeah, I'm watching wrestling. Oh, I don't like wrestling. Okay, then don't come by.
Yeah.
I have it set to be alone. The CDC tells me I need to be alone, and I'm gonna be alone and watch wrestling. You can come inside the house, one person, and watch wrestling with me, but you
Crazy.
can't then be like, I want to do other things.
I can't believe so many people want to hang out with you. I feel like that's July. I feel like
I know. I'm like
you're making this up.
No, I'm telling you, I wish I was making it up. I would be much happier if nobody wanted to hang out with me. I'm very. There's no women though. There's no women that want to. Actually, Beth wants to come, but we already had that story. Anyway,
Did it look cheesy when the puppets were around the ring?
it did, but I mean, at this point, like, it's an empty arena. I mean, it does look stupid, like because Cena didn't just jump over the rope and like, aha, pull up the puppeteer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He would just be like, I don't play these games. Just pick up.
But it was so fast before the Fiend showed up that it was plausible that he was just like, what the fuck? And then this Fiend shows up. It wasn't like they did it for like 20 minutes. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's the podcast.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna have part 2 of my best of WrestleMania retrospective with Anthony DiDomenico. Tonight, that'll be tomorrow morning. So you can get ready on WrestleMania with me and Andrew Lee tonight, and that tomorrow. Sounds good?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, no, I'm asking the fans.
Are you asking me?
I don't know who I'm asking. What the? Oh God! All right, Andrew Lee, that's the podcast. Thank you
Dude,
so
I'll
much.
see you later.
Hey, you're a disgrace, man. Thanks
Bye.
for living your life.